You are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Falasha Day, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone. Together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Falasha Day, the accountability accountant, guys. I'm excited to be here with you on this amazing Tuesday. I don't know about you guys, but all my Maryland and DMV residents to date was kind of like gorgeous. And I know tonight it's going to be absolutely amazing. So if you have your significant other, you guys might as well sit out on your balcony, on your deck, have a glass of wine, maybe light some candles and have an amazing time, especially since fall is officially here. So if you don't know, I'm Falasha Day, the accountability accountant. I help entrepreneurs build and achieve their financial goals by, number one, helping them know their numbers, two, holding them accountable to do the work so you and your entrepreneur friend can live the life that you guys dreamed of. So we have some amazing topics to talk about tonight. First, segment one, we're going to talk about what does the numbers say. What is it? Guardian? I can't even pronounce their name right, guys. You know I be butchering stuff. Guardian Financials did a 2018 and a 2019 study on African American businesses, right? And they said in a 2018 excerpt that there was a 400% increase in black businesses, in black small business ownership. Basically saying me, you, and everybody on the block went to start businesses. So is the numbers true? Is the data right? And then we're going to talk about in segment two all the hot topics. Look, Kanye West made more money than Jay-Z this year, right? That's what they say. And then in addition to Jay-Z and Kanye, two black entrepreneurs ended up paying the student loan debt of 30 children at Clark Atlanta University. So we're going to talk about that and some other stuff. So guys, if I were you, I would tune in, tell a girlfriend, go to ripradionetwork.com. And if you want to get in on the conversation, give me a call at 301-232-5700. Guys, when I tell you we're going to have a discussion tonight, love, we're going to have a discussion. So guys, I'll be right back. Hey guys, look, welcome back to the Money Zone on RipRadioNetwork.com, guys. Just to let you all know, we are on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and YouTube, and this segment, guys. Go ahead on and give us a 5-star rating on all of the multiple platforms from, I think, Spreaker to iTunes. So, guys, if you want to check out the Money Zone on multiple platforms, if you're in the shower or if you're driving or whatever, just tune in on any of those many platforms, and don't forget to give us a 5-star rating as well. So today, what does the number say? My name is Falasha Day. My sister will be like, Pooh, stop. Look, I like to rap a little bit, guys, but I don't have bars. I don't spit 16 bars and stuff, but I do little fun stuff. But today, what does the number say? Our small businesses, especially Black-owned businesses, growing at a 15 to 20% rate, as the numbers are saying, and are we starting businesses at a 400% increased rate? So let me tell you. What is it? Guidant Financial. So Trump, if you go to the the second article for 2018, Guidant Financials did a study on African American business owners. So originally, as you guys can see on the screen, originally they had a statement that said Black people were opening businesses at a rate of 400%. So they're basically saying that, okay, in 2017, we started 1 million companies, and then in 2018, we started 4 million companies, like at a 400% increase rate. Like, honestly, though, I had to do some digging, because if you guys recall, I used this article before to talk about whether or not African Americans are doing well in business. That was one of the many topics that we talk about. And if you guys are wondering, why do I always talk about Black-owned businesses, is simply because Black-owned businesses and minority-owned businesses struggle the most. Okay, we and other Black small business owners are plagued with so many issues that starts from, one, the wealth gap, two, our resources, and just so many different other factors. So I apologize if it seems like I'm only talking about Black businesses, but that's not the case. I'm just talking about anybody that have very limited resources. So if you fit that bill and have very limited resources, then I'm talking to you. So Guidant Financial did their article in 2018 that said the African Americans were starting businesses at a rate of 400%. And then all of a sudden, Reason.com did an article and was like, hold on, show me the numbers. Show me the numbers. Where did you guys get this? African Americans are starting a business at this rate. Come to find out, guys, they did not respond to anybody's claims. But what they did do was adjust their statements. So let's go ahead on and dig and see what the numbers say. So first off, when I looked at this, right, I'm very, very, very alarmed, because if they really wanted us to be able to assess whether or not there's growth and change, and, you know, whether or not the numbers are right, or if there's some validity behind it all, then they would have duplicated kind of like the same numbers and the same concept from the previous survey. But that's not what they did. They did some shady stuff. So Trump, go ahead to the 2018 one. It says 57%, and if you scroll down a little bit, 57% of all of the 2,700 respondents, keep going, all of the 27 respondents right there, out of the 2,700 respondents, 57% of Black-owned businesses say that their businesses are profitable. 57%. So, you know, guys, I'm the accountability accountant, and I don't believe that's true. So they're saying that out of the 2 million Black-owned businesses that's out there, according to their data, 57% of those Black businesses are profitable. Houseway, How are they profitable when, come to find out, the Internal Revenue Service's data says something totally different? The Census Bureau data says something different about our business income and revenue. So where did Guidant Financial get their numbers from? See, this is what I'm saying, guys. But you know what? Let me tell you why I'm talking about this so you guys can understand the method to my madness. I'm talking about this article right now because this article was used as a guide on every platform: Black Enterprise, Forbes, Entrepreneur.com, Washington Post. Every major news publication casted this information, this misinformation about the African American community. So they basically said that, okay, from 2017 to 2018, 57% of businesses, Black-owned businesses, were profitable. All right, so now Trump, go to 2019. I was blown away by this, y'all. So they say in 2019, 69% of Black-owned businesses say that they are profitable. Houseway. So were you lying on your survey? You don't want to be honest about the data, or you just don't have the data? So guys, let me tell you why I'm digging deep into this, because many of you will look at this and say, oh my gosh, we Black people, we really are winning. Oh, the economy is for us. Oh my gosh, then if these businesses are profitable, like basically comparing yourself to false data. How is it possible for individuals that are suffering from access to capital, suffering from marketing, suffering from discipline, suffering from everything, okay, now has a 12% increase in profitability? But if we had a 12% increase in profitability for 1 million businesses, Black-owned businesses, wouldn't there be a little bit more stability in our communities? Wouldn't we have more business owners and more employees of our small business? Like, come on now, guys. Give me a call if you think that this data is too legit. Or if you feel like me, they need to go ahead and quit it. Because I don't know who they asked these questions to, but those respondents, I don't believe that they were right. Guys, give me a call, 301-232-5700. So they say a 12% increase in the Black community. Okay, so if there's a 12% increase, since we are Black, then you're going to see the flow of income. You're going to see a surge in certain areas. Us in marketing, us in accounting, us in our staff, in so many different areas. So this is why I don't believe that the data that all of these news publications used as a valid survey to basically gauge the success of African American businesses, rather than coming and talking with me to get the real data. So that was one thing. So then 2018 data says, if you go to 2018, Black-owned businesses is running. See, this is what I said. They say Black-owned businesses are running their businesses alone, 47%. But this the funny part about it, 46% for 2018. They say that. So if we have become profitable, 12% of our businesses have become much more profitable, but 69% of our businesses are profitable, right? Why did we have a increase in us suffering from hiring people? Because in 2019, the data says it was 47% of all of the respondents said that they're struggling with employees and with employees and contractors. But if you got more money, that's less of a problem. Most people have a problem with hiring people because they don't have the money to hire the right people. But if you didn't, based on their data, Blacks didn't increase their profitability by 12% since 2018, right? But then our numbers went down in terms of employment. Went up in terms of employment issues. Doesn't make sense. The numbers just don't add up. So guys, I'm going to take a quick break. Give me a call when I get back. Think about what I said. 301-232-5700. Hey guys, welcome back to The Money Zone. I'm your host, Falashade, and if you guys are just tuning in, we were talking about all the numbers are right. Guidant Financials did a study on African American businesses. To be honest with you, the truth be told is that we are being surveyed by white people. Like, we need to invest in our own surveys. We need to invest into our own stuff. So that's the problem. They're getting the data all messed up and screwed up. So what we was talking about, okay, so if black-owned businesses say 69% of black-owned businesses say that they're profitable, then how come we're still struggling with employees? How come we're still struggling with access to capital? You understand? Just little things like that. So I started to kind of like do a deeper dive into the numbers. So there was, and see, this is what's making me very alarmed with the numbers, because there is always a pattern and consistency in numbers. And if you guys know me, and if you follow me in all things social media, you know I love numbers. So the problem is this. So 3 numbers. There was a 12% increase in profitability, right? There was a 1% increase in black-owned businesses being the only employee, but there was a 3% reduction in African Americans saying that they no longer have problems with access to capital. So if there was a 12% increase in profitable companies, but only 3% of them, conclude that there's no problem with getting access to capital, but 1% actually was able to hire people. Guys, it sounds like, to be honest with you, they borrowed money from somebody, they baby boomer parents, right? Or they got a loan from their 401k or their personal investments, or the business has closed. Let me tell you why I said that. And I know you're like, Flash, okay, they couldn't be that successful. Guys, it's difficult to get a 10%, 15% increase turnover of revenue in 1 year if you're having so many issues. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible, but with the landscape of what I'm observing out there, it's not really that possible. So you're telling me, so a company that made, let's say, $100,000 last year, right? They ended up making 12% more. So they made $12,000 more. So that means they made $112,000. That's a good little amount of growth, right? But on average, most businesses grow 15 to 30% every year. Okay. Then in addition to that, why the numbers don't seem like it's right is because if you had that additional $12,000 of income, wouldn't you invest it into additional help? Wouldn't you invest it into a new marketing team? Most companies that become more profitable, especially while you're building, as the money coming in, is going right back out. So how come there was not a reduction in people complaining about employees and access to capital that was as significant as the amount of growth that they're saying? Okay, so then if any company really want to evaluate legitimately, right, the statistics of any group, any time period, the data that they pull out should be consistent. So what do I mean? So, for example, in 2018 and 2019, they observed the marketing issues. In 2018, 2019, they observed the lack of capital issues. In 2018, 2019, they monitored the time management issues. But guess what? There's no data for 2018 about recruiting employees. There's no data for 2019 about admin related work. There is not a consistent cluster of data to allow me to believe that this information is valid. They didn't have enough sources to validate their claims, and they use very vague. So last year they said it was 2,600 people. This year, 2,700 people. So my question to you guys, Trump, if you can go to the article that's on the end, the Reason article. So the reason said, oh man, guidance, you know what? That number don't look right. What you doing? So they went on ahead and started doing a deeper dive, much more deeper than I can go. I can only go surface analytical because this is not my business. I do not get paid, okay, to be credibility status for companies, right? So Reason.com did an article and said, nope. Black business ownership did not increase 400% in 1 year. So that Guidance Financials article and infographic is wrong. Okay? So they made several claims and it was so funny. They was like, okay, well, how many did you say were black? Because initially they said, oh, they did a total of 2,600 people. Then they said out of the 2,600, like 15% were black. But then on the data, on the infographic, you're saying it looked like all 2,700 respondents were black, and that's not the case. Okay, so that was one thing, okay? So then when individuals started to question them about the results and stuff, then where did they get the sample data from and how was the sample collected? And if you guys don't know a little bit about how we calculate numbers, we take samples of data. So let's say if it's 1,000 women, so let's say it's 40 million, 41 million, or 43 million black people, right? If we want to assume data, right, assume certain things about a community, we would just go and get a sample. So we wouldn't try to go and, observe 41 million African Americans. No, we'll pull in 1,000 and then call that the 1,000 the same as the 41 million. And then make our conclusions off of that. So one problem I found was that they said they had 2,600 respondents in the first year and then 2,700 respondents, but they didn't say how many were black. Then they also didn't say, so for example, so if you go here and say recall, they said recall that the claim wasn't even about a 5-fold increase in new business formation, or if you prefer, a 4-fold increase in new business formation, misleadingly reported as a 400% increase. The claim was about such an increase in the total number of black-owned businesses. Even rates of change don't generally increase so sharply, but the total amount of pretty much anything almost never increases that way in a large economy. So, and also says, more specifically, the Census Bureau reported that the number of black or African American owned firms grew 34.5% from 2007 to 2012, from 1.9 million to 2.6 million in 2012. That's a healthy growth, a 6% yearly increase. Is it really likely that African American small businesses grew at 400%? It's not. I don't even think we got that many people for it to really grow like that. Aren't like some of the people like kids and babies? Like out of that 41 million of blacks, it's like 6% is like kids. Another 6% is like this. So to be honest with you, come on, like 400%. And we already had 1.6 million or 2 million businesses. So that means we have 3.9 million businesses right now? Black owned business, and 69% of them are profitable. Like, we're rich, y'all. We in the money. We in the money. No, like literally, that's what they're saying. They're saying that there's a total of 3.9 million new businesses that were formed over the 2017 to 2019 tax years. Well, I say business years, calendar years, right? Then they're saying, out of those businesses, 69% says that they are profitable. So out of 3.9 million, 69% businesses are profitable. Like, wouldn't we have a larger savings? I don't think we will be as consumerists if that was the case. I think that with that amount of growth and that amount of influx cash and money in our community, you will see a major shift in our mindsets. Because guess what? It requires more work for you to even grow your business. Like, to grow your business, guys, you have to grow you. And if they're saying that 69% of African American owned businesses are saying that they're profitable, then mentally our mindset should have grown. Okay, so if our mindset should have grown, then guess what? Our level of responsibility, our level of spending, and everything else should have a trickle effect in it. So the more money and more successful our business become, the more enhanced our mindsets become, which should also now reduce some of that consumerism, reduce some of the lack of savings that we have and the lack of investments and everything else that they say that we have going on in our community. But that's not showing up across the board. So where did they get this data? Where did the 2,700 people, and they said actual entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs can never be profitable because you're aspiring to be an entrepreneur. You're not in business. So like this data, just, man, it's not adding up to me. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that don't think the data is really, really adding up? But see, this is the problem. Every source from Black Enterprise to Forbes to everybody else looked at that data as valid. But no one actually tried to validate the data. And the numbers just don't add up. So guys, give me a call, 301-232-5700. If you think the numbers add up, or if you don't think the numbers add up, I would love to hear your response. And then we're going to go right into segment 2 when we get back, guys. So I'll be right back. my gosh, guys. Look, sometimes y'all need to be behind the scenes in the studio. Me and Trump over here, boss man, he own Radio Network. Me and him be having some real business conversations. And it was just funny because I was just talking about how they wanted me to be the token nigga or whatever, and be an affiliate sponsor for a few businesses that was kind of like Kanye and Trump relationship. Bernie and Killer Mike relationship. They need us to be in the black community. Hint, hint, right? And so I had to go ahead on a decline the relationship because after digging deep into the numbers, like it just didn't add up, and the company just doesn't seem that legit. But that was kind of what we were talking about behind the scenes. But on another note, if you guys were tuned in or if you didn't tune in, we were talking about the Guidance Financials report on African American businesses, saying that we formed businesses at a 400% increased amount. And so I went on ahead and debunked their claim. The numbers just doesn't add up. And if they really wanted us to be able to really use their data as valid or as being legit, then they would have allowed the data to be consistent. So one thing I want you guys to know this is that if the data isn't consistent, they don't want you to know the data, because you can only match up exactly and make real assumptions about data off the same batch of data. So let me give an example, and then I'm gonna go right into segment 2. If I want to know how many black people are rich in 2018 and compare that to 2019, then I need to have the same study that goes out to ask black people, how are you rich? I cannot send out one survey asking one question and the next survey asking another type of question. You will not get the same response. You will not get the same data, which now makes all of your surveys inconsistent. So Guidance Financial, I think you did it deliberately this year in 2019 with your statistical data because you didn't want us to match it up to 2018 to show you that your numbers are not correct. Guys, one thing I want you to know as entrepreneurs, go to the main sources for your data. Census Bureau, American Fact Finder, and all that stuff. Find your data in those places. Do not use third and fourth party data. And this goes to Black Enterprise, Forbes, Entrepreneur, everybody else. Stop using third party data as valid and do your own research, or come and holler at me and I can give you some number calculations in about 2 hours. That's all I need, about 2 hours. So look, segment 2, guys, is lit. I need like a kind of like a, no, I think I'm gonna keep it very professional. Well, segment 2, it's all about Kanye West and Jay-Z, right? So, no, that's not me, guys. Okay, so Forbes, Entrepreneur, Black Enterprise. I think we got the Black Enterprise article. Trump, if you can go ahead on and throw that one up. So they say my man, nah, he not my man. He was my man, graduation, and all of my, thought I was very rich at that time, my socialite type of music. But now Kanye, I don't know what to say about you, bruh, but they say Kanye takes the throne from Jay-Z as Forbes' highest paid hip hop act. And so first of all, they said that Jay-Z made 81 mil. But Kanye went on ahead and killed the game, making 150 mil pre-tax. So that was before tax, right? And they're saying it's solely because of Kanye's connection and his development of his shoes with Adidas. So they see, you see Kim Kanye, what's her name? Kim Kardashian. She says, I watch how hard he works as he puts his soul into every idea and product that he creates. It is no surprise to anyone who works with Kanye that he has been able to turn millions of dollars in debt into $1 billion empire in only 4 years, 100% on his own terms while owning it 100%. How is he owning it 100%, but he's using the Adidas? Okay, you didn't answer either, right? Okay. I just wanted to see if I was going to get an answer from the microphone. The microphone didn't say nothing. So how is he 100% on? But that's a whole nother topic. Like, that might be a whole nother day. If you're using another brand's name, either you're paying a licensing deal or and there's a partnership. And so I'm curious to see, Kanye, do you have a licensing deal with Adidas? Because if you do, then you might be able to say 100%. But if you don't have a licensing deal and you're getting 100% of the proceeds after you pay for the license, then you're not 100% owner. So Kim, I don't know what you're saying, but I doubt that would be dumb. Adidas would be stupid. No, they would have already fired the CEO by now. If Kanye West is able to turn Adidas into a $1.5 billion, his little line, okay, into a $1.5 billion sector of Adidas, and Adidas don't own a piece of that, the CEO will be fired over the next 60 days. I guarantee you. So we will really see if Kanye owned any ownership in that. 100% ownership of that, because Adidas CEO or whoever handled this deal will be fired. Straight up. And they will be fired because Adidas lost their 30% of that $1.5 billion if Kanye owns 100%. But that's another topic of discussion for another day. So the reason why I'm talking about this on the Money Zone is because one thing, they said, all right, Kanye made 150, Jay-Z made 81 pre-tax. But that's gross. That doesn't include, and they don't even say if that's gross. See, this is how they get you guys tricked out. They don't say if it's gross pre-tax or net pre-tax. Did they say that? I don't think. They just said pre-tax. So there's a gross pre-tax. Okay. So there's a gross. So that's the top number. So that means Kanye made 150 million pre-tax, gross. Right? Now, after expenses, before taxes, pre-tax, then how much did they really make? It's kind of deceiving. What's the expenses? Because Jay-Z could have made 81, and that's all capital gains. So he more than likely kept the 81, whereas Kanye could have made the 150. But since they're saying it's pre-tax and they're not being exactly upfront with what level of pre-tax, okay? Is it pre-tax before expenses, after expenses? Because remember, you can take the tax expense comes after. Okay, after you put the numbers in the system and calculate the net profit. So is it is it a net profit? What is it? I'm confused. Are you confused? I'm confused. So Jay-Z could have made the 81 and kept majority of the 81, and Kanye could have made that 150 and only kept about 2 million of that, depending on his expenses and what they're saying his gross really was, or what they're saying their net. It's very deceptive. I hate when articles elude and put numbers in the game, but they don't be very specific. And one thing I want you guys to know something, when you watch the Money Zone, if they're not specific about the numbers, then there's a lot of ambiguity with it. Meaning it may not be 100% right, and they can use the numbers to misconstrue data. Like Lil Wayne say, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. But I'm going to add on to that. The numbers can lie depending on who is interpreting them. So remember, God didn't just lie and said 400%, right? But then they also said there was a 3% reduction. Look, see, they made the numbers lie. So that's one thing. But then one thing I really don't like about this is that why are they putting our people against each other again? Kanye West made 150. He shit on Jay-Z. That's what they're like, right? And I don't like that. I feel as though they're in totally two different lanes. You know, Kanye West is up there chumping it up with Donald Trump and living a devil life or whatever, and he's over there in Adidas lane and being a designer, and on, you know, reality TV world, and Jay-Z is living the black life, black excellence, handling his business and being with his family and enjoying life. They're on totally two different waves. So right now, what I don't like about the information is not the fact that they're putting it out there. It's the fact that it's kind of like they're putting our people against each other again. So why couldn't they say Jay-Z made more money than every white artist? Why they couldn't say that? But you don't see that. You don't see Kanye made more than every artist in the world, including all of the white artists. You don't see that. You don't see them putting Kanye West up against one of the, white artists. You don't see that. So to be honest with you guys, I don't like the illusion that both of them didn't do an amazing job. For any black person in America to make 81 million or to make 150 million on their terms, at their level, it's absolutely amazing, and it's outright. I don't care if it was pre-tax, before tax, after tax, if it was debt that made the business work, it is a problem. So then last but not least, guys, two amazing black women entrepreneurs. And see, this is why entrepreneurship is the key to black empowerment and black economic empowerment. We have two black women entrepreneurs that paid the debt of 30 students at the Clark University HBCU. And so why I wanted to talk about this, guys, is just to give you a real life example of what your hustle will be able to do for your community and for your people. So if you're sitting on the fence as to why you should start your business, or if entrepreneurship is the direction you need to go into, or if you're made for this, just look at the smile on these kids' face right now. Look at the smile that you put on yourself when you think about all of the blessings that you can do. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I see somebody struggling, and every time I see somebody that need help, I want to go and dig in my pockets extra deep to help them. But you know, when you're not a stupid rich or stupid comfortable yet, when you can freely give, then you're not going to do it. So me, I help out where I can. So I might pay for your little food or whatever, but I won't be able to give you thousands like I really want to be able to do. But if we become successful outright in our own terms, right, then we can drop thousands and pay for the whole stores, like Tyler Perry did last year, all of the layaway. While people were knocking him, that is a blessing. Do you know how many black moms saved money that year? Do you know the average black mom actually don't buy themselves something twofold just to be able to provide for their kids? So to see these two black women entrepreneurs go out into their pocket and pay the debt of these school students, you know that that is generations of wealth and money that have been saved. Even if only 10% of those kids, I mean 3 of those children, become successful, do you know that was a generational blessing? Because it's not student loan debt that is being recurring and redistributed, okay? They're going in and starting their businesses off a clean slate. They're not out, having to use their credit card to pay for lunch, okay? Because remember, you should, yeah, you shouldn't have to use your credit card to pay for lunch. You shouldn't have to. Now, if that's a strategy, that's a different story for you. You get points and all that stuff. But people always try to blow me up with it. Oh, no, for lunch today, that's a strategy. I'm trying to get my points up. No, that's not what you're trying to do. You know why you're doing that, right? Okay. So, guys, I've been kind of very funny. But if you guys really know me, I'm very corny and very, very funny. And I've always been kind of like that. Remember, I went to Duke Ellington, the School of the Arts, okay? I used to be like an artsy kid, be able to build sets and improvise and art and all of that stuff. So you'll see a lot of, multiple personalities come out, especially when I'm on the radio show. So, no. So what do you think? If you were to go out and hustle and really build your business, think about how many more blessings or how many people that you can bless. It won't be just limited to the family that you know or to the people that is close to you. You will actually be able to fulfill God's duty. And he wants us to be a blessing. He wants us to take care of our people. He wants us to, stop being so selfish and inconsiderate and all the stuff that we're doing right now. Like, you don't understand, guys, from the bottom of my heart. And God is going to show who's master. I fully believe that entrepreneurship is God's way of bringing us to the kingdom, because it will show the abundance and freedom and the life and everything that everybody wants through entrepreneurship. It will show you that you can't do nothing without faith. Most people that are successful have a very strong relationship with God. So my question to you guys before we leave this Tuesday is that what are you going to do today to make your tomorrow better for not only yourself, but for your family and for your community? And I'm not that type of female or that type of accountant or black person that only think about myself. So I don't really like all that posts that always talk about don't help your dude out, don't help your neighbor out, only be selfish for you. God doesn't work like that. Real anointing is not selfish. Okay? Yes, there's limit to things. Yes, you will have to say no, but they're not selfish. So why not remove the selfishness from your body and go and work hard? Because if you sit back and be lazy, you are being selfish to your people. You are telling them that, okay, you know what? I'm in the easiest time to make $1 million, but I'm going to be selfish right now. I'm going to be lazy. I'm only going to be concerned about me. I'm only going to do what I want to do. So I'm only going to do the amount of success that I can endure for me. Well, this is the time. It's not about you or me. It's about us. And those black women doing that, and what is this, Robert Smith and everybody else that have been a blessing to our community, Falasha on the Money Zone, exclusively on RipRadioNetwork.com, we want to say thank you. Because for every black kid and black parent that you guys take care of and help out is one less person in debt and one less soul lost and one less dream stomped on. So are you going to be a blessing for tomorrow? So guys, if you joined the show today, don't forget to tune in tomorrow. No, I won't see you guys tomorrow. I will see you guys next week, Tuesday, and we have the America's Money Answer Man, Jordan Goodman, coming on, guys. And he's talking about how America's debt is going to impact the economy. How does the American debt impact entrepreneurship? I said the economy. That is the economy, the debt, right? So forgive me on that. And so if you have not followed me on social media, please go, and we will set up a Rip Radio, the Money Zone, Instagram and everything else, so you guys can go follow the show there. But guys, don't forget that everything you do today, and I'm going to end with this quote. My sister always said this, and I said this in my article today. Everything you do today affects your tomorrow. So if you watch me today and you BS and don't go work, you ain't gonna make no money tomorrow. If you don't hustle today, you ain't gonna make no money tomorrow. If you don't do what's required, you're not gonna live the life that you guys dream. So why not say today will be the last day that you don't do what's required for you to live the life that you dream. So guys, I'm your host, Falasha, on the Money Zone, exclusively on Rip Radio Network, guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Good night.